You know everything about space? Think again.
You can probably get electricity from space. Tesla theorized that if you stuck a rod deep enough into space, the sheer temperature difference between the vacuum of space and the Earth would create an electrical current that could run a motor. It's certainly possible, though probably not worth the trouble just to run one motor. Time travel might be possible, but it'd be a huge pain to try and do it. You'd have to build an enormous particle accelerator in space that would stabilize space-time foam, then enlarge a wormhole and connect it to a gravitational field. Who has time for all that? Someone with a time machine, maybe. The universe is probably going to explode at some point. One theory, called the Big Rip theory, suggests that a few billion years in the future, dark energy could become so powerful that it shreds all matter in the universe down to atomic and subatomic particles, eventually even tearing space-time itself apart. Yikes. The universe is probably going to explode at some point. Big Nip. One theory, called the Big Rip theory, suggests that a few billion years in the future, dark energy could become so powerful that it shreds all matter in the universe down to atomic and subatomic particles, eventually even tearing space-time itself apart. Yikes. A wedding ring was lost and then found in space. On the second day of the Apollo 16 lunar mission, Command Module pilot Ken Mattingly realized he had lost his wedding ring. The whole crew tried to find it all over the spacecraft. On day 9, it was finally spotted floating out the hatch door, while Mattingly was in the middle of a spacewalk. Another astronaut, Charles Duke Jr., noticed the ring and tried to grab it but failed. Fortunately, it bounced off Mattingly's helmet, and Duke caught it. Just imagine, a small ring was nearly lost in the endless cosmic depths. By the way, people have already left many things in space. There's even a toothbrush floating out there. Neptune has only completed one orbit around the Sun since its discovery. Neptune is the outermost major planet that was discovered in 1846. It was the first planet to be found with the use of mathematics. Astronomers noticed that Uranus deviated from the predicted orbit, which allowed them to assume the existence of another planet and then find it. Keep this fact in mind. You'll need it to ace our firsts in space quiz. Saturn has a hexagonal-shaped storm. Saturn's north pole hosts a multi-layer storm with an unusual hexagon shape. It was first discovered in 1981 by the NASA Voyager spacecraft. Later, in 2006, the Cassini spacecraft provided more detailed images and data. It revealed that the storm is about 300 kilometers, 190 mi, tall, 29,000 kilometers, 18,000 mi, wide, and is possibly composed of atmospheric gases, moving at about 320 kilometers per hour, 200 miles per hour. The hexagon sides are about 14,500 kilometers, 9,000 mi, long 2,000 kilometers, 1,200 mi, longer than the Earth's diameter. It also changes color over Saturnian seasons. It is golden in summer and blue in winter. There is a planet likely made of diamonds, an exoplanet 55 Cancri E, located 40 light-years away from us, might be covered in diamonds. Sounds nice, but you wouldn't want to visit it anyway, unless you like to sunbathe at 2,400 degrees centigrade, 4,400 degrees Fahrenheit, and breathe hydrocyanic acid. As scientists assumed, 55 Cancri E is bound to a star with a high carbon-to-oxygen ratio, which led to the formation of a carbon-rich planet. And diamond is a solid form of carbon. The research team suggests that at least a third of the planet's mass, about 3 Earth masses, could be diamond. Further studies are needed to support the theory. If it proves to be true, it would mean 55 Cancri E hosts diamonds worth about $26.9 million. Mercury has a tail. Many people know comets have tails. But have you heard about a planet that has one? Mercury has a comet-like tail produced by the solar wind that pushes off sodium atoms from the planet's surface. It's not easy to see. You'll have to take a long exposure photo using a telescope and a special filter. Time is also essential. The tail is brightest within 16 days of the planet's perihelion. There is a man buried on the moon. Eugene Shoemaker, a co-discoverer of the famous Shoemaker-Levy 9 comet, was the founder of astrogeology and was set to be the first geologist to walk on the moon. Unfortunately, health issues prevented him from flying to the moon during his lifetime. Instead, he trained Neil Armstrong and other astronauts for the Apollo missions. In 1997, searching for undiscovered impact craters, he went to Australia, where he died in a car accident. In honor of his contributions to planetary science, his ashes were carried to the moon aboard NASA's Lunar Prospector orbiter. For now, he remains the only human buried on the moon. Lunar burial is not the only mind-blowing thing associated with our natural satellite.